Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Play Innovation Afrika Korps. Yeah, so we are continuing our battles in Italy, the Mediterranean region, and I think, well, the last episode was the end of the three-part series dealing with the Panzer squadron going up against the last stand that the Americans mounted on the beaches of Salerno. Well, not really exactly a beach, but yeah, I mean, that's probably the best the designer or this game could do. And we had some fun, I think, because we had early successes there. But here we are playing as the Allies, actually playing as the Canadians. I didn't know they were involved in Italian battles, or Mediterranean battles, but well, here we are, and Canadians are taking charge against the Germans entrenched in Sicily. I think Sicily, this battle occurred around the same time. I think when the Americans were mounting the amphibious invasion at Salerno, maybe like Anzio and other places. I think the British were, doing their part. The Commonwealth forces were doing their part, like New Zealanders and whatnot. And the Canadians were supposedly, as you can see, entrusted to take out the Germans in Sicily. I mean, it's a fictional mission, but I think historically they were there. And the mission's name is Killingfields Marsala. I don't know what Marsala means. Sounds like one of those Indian cuisine, but I don't think that's what it means. And Killingfields, well, rather ominous. I think it's going to see a lot of battle for sure. So yeah, let's go and see what this scenario is all about. It's Allied attack, yeah, August 1944. So the last battle was July 1944, about a month after that battle. Sicilian wine country, okay, so some element of destruction is present. Italy, clear, hot August weather, and also very dry. Yeah, so best play as, let's mention the author's name, Dan Berlich-Tingen Brown. I think I played a couple of scenarios designed by him, yeah. And it's best play as 2-player or Alliance versus AI. But if I'm playing as the Allies versus AI, I need to give the opponent a bit of bonus. Let's see what I can do with that. So background, after the landings, it was a race between Monty's 8th Army and Patton's 7th. The prize was Messina, an opportunity to cut off over 250,000 Axis troops defending the island. Wow, so there were 250,000 Axis troops on Sicily? It's a lot of soldiers. 250,000, holy moly. I'm sure that the Italians made a bulk of that troop count, but still. From the Allied point of view, Sicily was an obscene comedy of errors. In the end, even though the island was in Allied hands, the campaign could only be seen as a failure, as the Axis managed to evacuate a large portion of their forces to mainland Italy. Yeah, so I think Monty and Patton wanted to encircle the island, put a siege to it, and make a whole bunch of them surrender, just like what happened in, I guess in Falaise, or yeah, Falaise, and actually August 1944. It was actually a year after the last battle. It happened in 1943, so they left Sicily for a whole year. Wow, that's pretty interesting. So this is after D-Day, the battle for Stalingrad, and everything. Interesting. After the disaster at Primosol Bridge, the 1st Canadian Division took point in Monty's advance. The Canadians began a frustrating series of sharp engagements with enemy troops, who then melted away at night. The morning's advance was always hampered by mines and booby traps left by the retreating Germans. Booby traps, oh my. Yeah, and there's some mines that is included in this game, such as anti-personnel mines, and also, as you've seen in, I don't know whether you've checked it out, but in the battle called The Last Days of Hakim, I was defending this area, the desert area, against the oncoming German tanks, and most of the damage done to the tanks were by the anti-tank mines. So they're definitely there. Yeah, so they did this orderly retreat, and Allied soldiers were pretty much frustrated because of that. My goodness. Alright, so let's play as the Allies. And here is where you give the Axis some bonus. Either you can give the Axis a bit of bump in the experience point, this, or you can give 25% more troops to the Axis, not the Allied, although they'll probably be rad. So I guess I'm not gonna give, you know, both bonuses, bonusi. I'm going to just give one bonus. Maybe I'm just going to give them 25% bonus and see what happens. I mean, 25% is still substantial. Yeah, substantial. That could be the difference maker in terms of, you know, man count, in terms of the AAR point system. Alright, let's choose this, and briefing goes like this. This entire operation is frustrating. Every day we engage the German defenses. Every night the defenders melt away, leaving mines and booby traps to slow advance. This type of fighting is wearing down the men's morale. Your battalion is now on point. Keep driving the Germans back and be careful of the presence they leave behind. Alright, so secure the crossings and heights ahead. And we have been fighting against German paras for days now. We believe a German parachute company holds the position ahead of us, possibly strengthened by Italian stragglers. Yeah, so Italians are still on side of Germans. They were fighting, you know, together. So we have weather paltry force to start with. 2 Recon Assault platoons, 1 platoon headquarter, 4 squads, and 1 anti-tank guy. To arrive starting approximately 10 minutes behind the Recon troop, there will be some reinforcement. And wow, we have some substantial amount of reinforcement coming along our way to help. Yeah, so border, okay, the rifle squadron, Piat, pretty well balanced squadron. But we don't have any artillery observer, which is a big no-no. That is, yeah, going to be pretty hard because I need an artillery observer to be successful. And you know, they were surrounded by possibly like allied ships from the Commonwealth, like British battleships and whatnot, and American ships. I don't know why they wouldn't provide any kind of naval gunfire. But we have some Sherman 5 medium tanks, which is, I'm sure that not a late model, like 75mm gun, which is, as you have seen in, I'm just keep referring back to the previous episodes I done, but it just keeps coming to me, as you've seen in the Assault on Perano or Persano, I think it's Perano, where the Shermans were just gunned down by the 75mm pack that Germans had on the ledge of the mountain, and it was disastrous. It was pretty bad. Alright, so Axis forces has 25% extra troops. Okay, alright, well, thanks for reminding me that. Okay, so here we have some soldiers. I think they're Recon Assault. Okay. So surprisingly, they're all under strength. And we don't have any heavy machine guns too, so they're all recon to try to find the way around these hills. And you can see a bit of ravine happening here toward the bridge that we have to capture. And it seems that on the river there's really no crossing point whatsoever. This is going to present a problem because obviously we have to be funneled into one particular point, which is this bridge. And as you can see on the other side as well, there's really no crossing over, fording over point, no shallow water area, so I really need to think about this. So here we have another squadron. Sure, it's another platoon. And they're full strength. No, they're not full strength, as you can see. Yeah, now one artillery observer among them. We have Piat though. Thankfully they're all veterans. And I think our first objective is a winery. I have no doubt that it's going to be protected by the machine guns and whatnot. And this being the Recon Squadron, I think we need to prepare the way for the tanks and the other guys who might be arriving in 10 turns. So let's do that. Let's try to take the winery first, while these guys will take the high point and see if there's any other German troops I have to fight. Yeah, I think the Germans will have the most of the maps and with 25% they have more men to protect and punch us in our mouth as they're trying to take over first objective here. You know, my end goal is try to capture at least all the objectives on our side, and it'd be nice if I can get the farm here as well, but I have no like I have really no like hope that, well, not really no hope, but I have little hope that we'll be able to capture all of it. Unless we are really lucky. We are extremely lucky, like the last battle where we knocked out all of the heavy weapons that the Americans brought in first 5 turns or first 10 turns. Okay, so let's deploy what little we have. I think we are ready to, well, I think because we are supposed to be trying to help these guys to advance through the road and capture the winery, I think we need to be positioned around here. And here is another deployment area. So what's so special about this area? We don't have any soldiers present there. So from here, you need to cross this rough area. Let's see, a vineyard. And I'm sure that the Germans will be hiding, I think. And we need to cross multiple vineyards. Yeah. And we also need to be worried about the mines. But unfortunately we don't have any engineers who could sweep the mines ahead for the recon party. So we need to be, I don't know, we don't have any engineers, so okay. So play part of some kind of a, I don't know, penal battalion type of, just use your body to detect mines or something. Get blown to smithereens, then the tanks will be able to be rest assured that there will be no mines in the area or something. I'm not so sure. Alright, so we are all ready. We have placed the troops right here. And we're going to use these covers to close in on the winery, the first objective. And I think we end up around here to try to see what is happening. And the troops here is going to kind of advance along the road, move to contact, and try to approach winery through the road here. Not the road, but then through the, you know, the cover here. Yeah, I think it's not woods, but scattered trees, yeah. Okay, so let's go. Right, so just going to move to contact. And let the battle begin. So they're Princess Patricia's light gun or something?
Okay, Sergeant.
I think they're also involved in like conflict down the road, like in other warfare. I think they were involved in like, I remember them in Korean War, NATO effort in Yugoslavia. I'm not so sure, but yeah, I think they were involved in a lot of different wars. Very well known, I guess. So really nothing much in terms of resistance or anything I can hear on the horizon. I think they're all hiding and in preparation for anything they can see. These guys are all moving to contact right now. Just trying to close the distance between our first objective and us. This is all like grapes and vineyard. I don't know how much cover it offers, but I'm sure it does a bit more than the wheat field in the fall after everything has been harvested. Yeah, so far everything's hunky-dory. It seems like Germans are inviting us to a trap or something. Yeah, so we made a pretty good... we covered a pretty good ground. Yeah, that's for sure. So let's continue on. By turn 10 we'll be hopefully not raiding, but asking nicely for some bottles of wine at this winery. Alright, so here we are trying to use the cover of the woods in order to approach this winery from, I think this is, let's see. I think this is north. Yeah, so from southwest or southeast. And here we're going to do the same, but on the other side. So we're going to use the cover as much as possible, but we're going to move to contact. And these guys will, at some point, cross the road. I want to minimize the contact, so I probably choose the path of shortest distance. Yeah, they're really high skilled, but what they don't have is stealth, so need to be careful. This guy has stealth, yeah, so this is more in fitting with the Recon platoon. 45 turns, huh? Alright, maybe I stop at 20 turns or something. Hopefully. Yeah, okay. Start moving. Yeah, the winery will be protected.
Keep your eyes open. Be on the lookout.
Uh-oh. Or do they feel that something's going to happen? Okay. Yep, so they're going pretty briskly, that's for sure. Yeah, this is a bridge that we need to capture. And you can see the roads are like, once again, not really straight. It's all like bumpy. If I were the Germans, I'd put one machine gun here. Like, maybe they cannot see us, but yeah, if I were the Germans, I'd definitely use this area and in this area. I don't know about this area, but definitely use this smaller house beside the winery. Main house, main objective house. And also, yeah, put some of the guys here on the side of the hill. A lot of different areas where we can hide. Like a laundry here. Wow, okay. Feels like I'm in Italy, definitely. Pretty cool. Yeah, really nice looking map and a lot of detail. Looks very organic. And it's going to give us some cover if there's some smoke rounds I can put. But not right now. I don't have any mortar or tank that are able to do that. Okay, so next up, still have some distance to cover, and this guy will move to contact across the road and follow up the first group. These three guys. Yeah, there are only three, and these guys will go a bit further up. Hopefully nothing bad is awaiting them. But who knows. This side, let's see. Yeah, let's cross it. Let's cross it. But let's move to contact so they'll stop whenever they see or chance upon an enemy. So that's my insurance. Maybe we should go into the vineyard. Not so sure. I think we're going to move up along this scattered trees and then here and try to overtake this house on the other side, or we can travel a bit further up and then have a direct way inside the house. The last battle, this wall really didn't pose much of a challenge. Doesn't seem that high. It's just a stone wall that they can probably just hop across without too much difficulty, unless they're being fired upon, which is going to be very bad. It's going to not even serve as a pretty good cover or protection, and then they will be hampered. So just move right along, see what is going to happen, whether we're going to meet the enemy for the first time. Yeah, definitely. I knew something was going to happen. Somebody was hit.
Infantry.
And this side is okay. So. Yeah, okay. So they're rather close. Oh yeah, we lost two men right away. We lost them right away. And I think these guys Italians. I hear the Italian sounds.
Enemy
Yeah.
infantry. Enemy infantry ahead. Enemy troops.
This is 25% more, so they brought one more guy in the Foxhole. Because of 25% more bonus. My. A hit. This is where I say, Mamma Mia. They're holding out. They're holding out pretty well. If you think about what to do here. You know, thank goodness they were set upon before they were crossing the road, because if they were like being shot while they're out in the open, it may have been even worse. But we are now in some kind of trouble. Alright, so what can we do? Let's see what happens. Just engage them directly while we make our way. I think there will be some fire, some fight near the house as well. Okay, but let's see what happens. This guy is also need to move to contact. Yeah, and we move. Okay, alright. We just see and test how much they can fight, how well they can fight really against these Italians. I don't know, I think if we are able to hold on, that would be nice, but I cannot really rule out at least one unit or two units here being routed and retreating with broken morale. Oh yeah, this is going to be bad. This guy's being suppressed, but I hope they don't really move too much. This guy's firing, concentrated fire. This guy's being suppressed. Oh yeah, you're going to be routed. They moved a bit too much into their firing zone. Oh, okay, one eliminated. Okay, that's good. These guys are doing much better than I expected. This guy, we know them. They're just conscript. Yeah, so they're definitely experience level that is shown. They're running, they're broken already. That is surprising. And first artillery rifle. These guys are veterans. No, they're all conscript. Ah, okay, so we can overpower them if we have the initiative. Okay, so we have made our way here, and I think we'll be engaged in battle if this objective is any protected. Yeah, so the Germans are using the Italians as some kind of a shield, a conscript at that. So they're trying to soften the blow that they're going to face against these grizzled veterans of the North African War. Were Canadians involved in North Africa? I think they were. Okay, wow, that was some fight. It's definitely beginning in earnest. Them protecting this winery. And I'm sure there'll be more forces here as well. But now we need to make some moves. Here is also one of the important... It's going to hold some important consequence in capturing the first objective. Piat will follow, of course. Yeah, I think we'll be able to see what is going on here. Wait, Marsala. Let's go. Yeah, we have some machine guns, like brand guns, so we're able to bring some heavy cover fire. Yeah, these guys are also running, broken, out of cover. And this guy is advancing, while this guy's covering. Hopefully, we suppress them too. Yeah, they're occupied with these guys. Well, these guys are able to advance a bit. Kind of worked. And now I think these guys are able to see more of these guys.
troops, fire.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive for a battalion group of guys to fight off all these guys, yeah. What is happening here? They moved, but I think they know that this will be protected, so they didn't really move all the way, although I gave them order to, I think, move a bit farther toward the edge. So these guys are all like, we can see them still. Maybe I should assault them. But this guy is holding these guys at bay. I think I lost one man. Last engagement. Last turn. And from this distance I think we're also able to throw some grenades. These guys will yeah, just outside of the range. Okay. Alright, so we keep him busy while we advance. Hopefully these guys will not recover in time. Just a conscript, so... And here we'll move to contact. Yeah, let's move to contact. In 4 turns we receive some reinforcement, and so by then I hope to have some sort of, you know, landing point ready and prepare the way to cross the bridge. I wonder if all of them will be Canadians. Maybe. This is the Monty side of things, not the Patton assault across Sicily. Yeah, these guys are covering. So then, Signore, please hold your gun for a second. Oh, they're turning. Yeah, they're suppressed now. We are free to surrender. It's too early for that, I think. They don't sound too happy, that's for sure. Yeah, we're in the Foxholes. Oh, we got hit or something? No, we're just getting ready, taking cover. And these guys are now in the crossfire. You're for them, moving them away, and I think ceasefire. These guys are not moving, so they're seeing somebody. Yeah, they're seeing this guy. That's why they're not moving. I think they'll be able to advance next time. Yeah, I was wondering why they're not moving, and we are throwing grenade now. And these guys are conscript once again. Platoon headquarters. You're fighting them. So all in all, a pretty good advance. And this guy is in trouble. And now I have to move this guy as well. This guy. This is Platoon HQ too. Okay. Yeah, we keep this ledge for a couple turns before thinking about moving ahead, because we are in a pretty good position to target all these guys first, and then we want to eliminate them or incapacitate them before moving on. Like, from the kind of fighting and the weapons that they have, I think these Recon Assault guys could be considered like commandos, almost. Anyways, we are able to see them. Yeah, only this guy. So yeah, let's concentrate defeating this guy. And here we're able to see multiple guys. So at least these two. So yeah, I think we'll be able to rush now. Assault. Advance here first, and then assault. Oh no, you cannot do that. All right, interesting. Just advance then. Probably safer. Toward the fox. Alright, now I need to advance on this side too. Let's see. Let's advance. And I think from here they'll be able to see either the defenders in the house or the winery itself. I wonder if there are any Italian troops hiding here that might be coming back to reinforce this area. Could be true, could be not true, I'm not so sure. Let's just focus on the enemies ahead. Yeah, still shooting.
Put fire on that enemy target.
I don't know whether they're saying quit firing or keep firing.
Enemy troops, fire.
Yeah, a lot of... Are they firing now? No. These guys are advancing.
Fire!
Yeah, this guy's advancing. This guy is trying to get out. Getting hurt. Probably eliminated.
Enemy infantry.
A lot of firing going on. A lot of brand... Oh!
Enemy infantry ahead. Fox.
Yeah, we are being assaulted, but thankfully I covered this area, so we were able to advance without being shot too much.
Advance!
What are you saying? Just surrender if in doubt. Make things a lot easier for all of us.
Advance!
You know what? I think we can sneak into the house. I think we can sneak into the house. Yeah, we need to assault now. I think. No other question. We got here. And I don't think we can see these guys from here. Yeah. This guy could now finally, at his leisure, move. Or, yeah, move. And this guy will cover for some of these guys as they move. I think we're able to see them if they poke their head out. We're going to move here and then kind of sweep across, almost full strength. And this guy will try to advance here and then see if they can attack them from behind. And this guy will also move to contact. Yeah, advance also means, you know, let's try assault here. Let's try assault. Assault this Foxholed. Very, very hard. And these guys will keep firing at the machine gun guy. Machine gun nest. And they can actually cover here as well. So let's sneak around. Let's try to sneak. Let's try to sneak now. And see if we can see anything. And if they are quiet, you can kind of infiltrate the house and see if we can use our Canadian might to overpower any Italians. I think we'll be able to do that. Where's the... Oh, platoon HQ too, yeah, let's sneak. Okay, so this is purely tactical thing now. Strategy is like thrown out the window, or have to wait until turn 10 when the reinforcements arrive. Okay, so hopefully we're able to do well and not get caught in any
Enemy
ambush.
infantry. Fire.
Yeah, they have a man here as well, so everybody cover everybody. They're moving across the road,
Enemy infantry.
maybe trying to shorten the defensive line.
Fire. Enemy infantry. Take him down.
Yeah. I think they've been hit.
Let's get some noise discipline here.
Noise discipline. Okay. Yeah, so I think the sound content is from this building. Okay. I hear a sniper. We made it. Oh, actually we captured it. But we don't know for sure because there might be some Italians hanging around. Alright, so we're basically linking up pretty close. This guy could be overrun pretty soon. And this guy's eliminated finally. The conscript guy. There's some couple of more units that ran across the road. Surprisingly, we got the winery, at least this building. So the next turn we try to... I think we are not really out of the woods yet in terms of getting out of the line of sight of this guy. But I think we are around here, we'll be able to assault directly and then use this as a cover. That will be... yeah, that will definitely be very, very good for us. Yeah, let's continue on. Let's kind of sweep around this whole little hill here and see if we can inflict further damage. We are yet to meet the Germans, but it seems like the battle's going on pretty well. Thanks to the veteran experience of the Canadian troops. And I don't know, historically probably the Italians really didn't want to fight. They know like exactly what is going on here. The Germans were like losing ground. And they have like second thoughts about you know, whether they should be continuing to resist. Yeah, by 1944, I think, yeah, maybe Italy was not really, I think they're probably on the cusp of like dividing amongst themselves whether to support the Germans or not. Maybe because of they had a king who really didn't want to continue the fighting and support, what was that? The Duce? The Doge? So yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm not really well versed in history, so. Alright, so yeah, so I'm saying a lot of those. Kind of betrays my my heritage. I don't know what I'm talking about, sorry. Anyways, if we finish off these guys, we really need to move on this side as fast as possible. So for these guys, we're not going to move too far away from our main goal, which is to try to capture the bridge and then make the tanks cross. Tanks and men. Yeah, okay, let's go.
Fire! Yes, sir.
Okay, so not letting up. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there are like a lot more guys defending this area, so it could have been pretty disastrous.
Hold your fire. Cover me.
Yeah, this guy will cover whoever is shooting.
Cease fire. Follow me. Check your fire. Hold fire.
There are more guys now. Yeah. Oh wow, okay, so it's like, yeah, I think we made it pretty well, although it's a foxhole. We were able to recover pretty quickly. They're right in our sights. Seems like they don't really have a lot of machine guns to their unit. Okay, so there was a bit of risk, definitely. This guy's tiring? No, not yet. This guy's in the vineyard now, okay. And the machine gun is trying to fire at the recon guy. And there's another infantry that was discovered. This guy was eliminated. This is definitely a machine gun. We need to take them pretty quickly. But after this guy is gone, I'll be assaulting them. Yeah, once again, as you can see, we thought that this was under Canadian control, but as we find more soldiers around it, it's gone back to contested. So that's, and we can concentrate on the... Oh, that's pretty quick. That's kind of embarrassing. I thought they'd be able to take the winery before, but... Yeah, okay. So we, this is... Now... These guys will just continue and try to cross the bridge, or at least capture the bridge. I think the amount of forces that we already have here are enough to capture the winery. So... And these guys also are... not full strength. It did add to our morale though, so that's good. Still well rested. Okay, that's cool. They'll just advance on the road and try to take the fork here and then for the bridge. This guy is mortar. Wow, finally we have a mortar. This is really nice. But I think we're gonna keep the mortars all packed up before we need to assault the farm here. No, maybe let's not do that. Let's not be too rash. Let's try to take this building first. Yeah, I think we'll be able to take it. Although some of these guys might be tiring. Not assault. Maybe we should try the assault. Yeah, let's assault from this side. Let's assault the bottom floor first. And these guys will cover for anybody who will be shooting at us. Okay, so we got the reinforcement. I think more reinforcement should be coming. Let's go and see. Yeah. Multiple enemies. We are assaulting now.
Enemy infantry ahead.
They're assaulting the house. Hopefully we'll not get caught. Are they getting hit? No, they're tiring, but...
Check your fire! Hold fire!
Yeah, they're all moving.
Get behind cover!
Yeah, they're running. Medical, I think that's medic.
Heads up, enemy unit.
Oh, wow.
Ceasefire.
The machine gun right here.
Ceasefire.
They're... What are they doing? Why didn't they fire? Was that hit? No. Actually, I think they're like doing nothing. Or were they able to see us? I have no idea. Maybe we were really lucky or they just didn't know that we were here. That is some weird placement. It's time to assault the building in full force. Yeah, it's time. Another reinforcement. Okay, so it's a trickle, but yeah, another one. So these guys are the guys who will be heading toward the bridge. I think border would be nice if they can set up around here, toward the farm. So we'll try to move toward that area. And okay, let's check these guys. Montgomery? Hey, it's Captain Montgomery, so it's not our field marshal, but still, maybe a relative of his. A Canadian relative, long removed. So as you can see, I gave them assault order to attack the top floor. Not so sure whether that's a good idea, but just need to rush the building, I think. I think we'll be able to eliminate this guy before long. We keep them suppressed, so assault could be it also could be a sound order. I'm not so sure, but we'll try that. The LOS here does not see the machine gun unit here, so I think they were not simply able to see us. I think if we were around here in this ledge... No, actually it was sight blocked. So I think we are really lucky that the machine gun was not able to see us, because we were just situated right here, and then when we were moving down it was a pretty quick movement. So I think we limited exposure to the machine gun. Let's go. Keep firing at the machine gun. Don't let up. They're coming down. I think that's not a really good idea though. Yeah, they're losing men and they're eliminated pretty quickly. We're assaulting this building. This guy's running toward us. Oh, they're full strength, so they're counterattacking. Fortunately, we are ready to face them. Yeah, we are caught. And these are Germans. Germans are now appearing. So... Oh wow, we made it into the building just in time. And we are protected. And these Italians will be throwing our side for the rest of the battle. This guy's also running. Oh my goodness, anti-tank rifle team. What are you doing? Yeah, Italians are bleeding a lot of their troops needlessly. Oh, the Germans! Ah, so we find some Germans here. And this guy found out, fortunately. Another reinforcement arrived for the same road, I bet. Yeah, so another third and the last squadron, I think. Okay, right. So, yeah, we keep advancing, and these guys will advance and fight, obviously. But I'm going to be more mindful now because they supposedly have some unit here, but just based on sound. I'm not so sure exactly where they'll be located. So we advance, but not advance too far. Just a bit. As we have more units, the amount of, directions, amount of orders I can get not exponentially more, but definitely multiply by you know, how many more units I receive, so it gets a bit more complicated. As you can see, I have a lot more units than I did before, like even 3 turns before. And then we have tanks, so yeah, I think that's going to make things even more interesting. And I'm trying to move these guys step by step, like in lockstep with each other, keeping some sort of distance. These guys will, I mean, exactly, I know exactly where to end up, but for the middle guys, I need to make sure that I keep a pretty good watch, especially the warrior units. Yeah, so I think this is all set now. Yeah, this conscript doesn't really have a lot of weapons. They have SMG, but only one of them have SMG. The rest of them have what they call Carcano rifle. For the British or for the Canadians, we have 3 SMG and 1 brand gun. And I lost one of them, but I don't know exactly who. Yeah, I think I lost the rifleman, one rifleman, so it's not really a big loss. Alright.
Enemy infantry ahead. Fire!
Yeah, so we are now in battle. This guy seems to be Italian too. Yeah, this is a German guy. Yeah, they are now well armed. Definitely well armed. Look at the machine gun. I think it's like 42 or 43. And this guy was waiting for anybody who's gonna come in this crossroad, but instead they need to turn around and fight us. And this guy is now being yeah, look at that, multiple targets. So they're in trouble. Yeah, we need to fight them pretty quickly.
Watch out. Enemy infantry.
Thank goodness that we found the Foxholed there.
Cover me.
So maybe we placed the soldier here based on sound contact, but possibly it was this guy. Yeah, we lost a man, so we need to help the guys. Yeah, so that's another thing to do. Now this guy is okay, so captured. That's obvious. And now we need to sweep from here and advance along this road and try to fight the guys once again. Tiring. So these guys all recover first of all. While these guys, wow, yeah, shaken finally. Okay, so I guess because they have a lot of weapons, that's probably why they're getting tired. Possibly because of the, you know, they take account of the trip they already made in Sicily, and you know they're complaining of how the Germans are playing tricks on them, laying booby traps and the like, so they're already tired. So they might have like really low energy. This guy is captured and this guy is advancing, but will soon be checked by the Canadians. And this guy is also. Oh, okay, now that's probably the tank. Yeah, as you can see, the jumbo tanks, but this is an enlarged representation. They're not that big. This is more realistic. Yeah, so Canadian tanks once again. And this is Sherman 5. Very fast turret. Still burns easily. And I think 75mm gun. Pretty decent, but not the best. That's probably the best tank to carry on the carriers and then land in amphibious manner. I think that's probably the tank of choice, I think, used by the Allies. The garden variety Sherman. Okay, so what can I do? Okay, so I know that there are mortar units now that I can use to smoke the area, as you can see. Just need to get on this top of this road or something overlooking the vineyard, and I don't really need to even go here. I think I can park some of the mortar units in the winery itself. Yeah, use that to our advantage, use the high ground to our advantage. And we also have tanks that can smoke, and then I actually ordered one to smoke around here to cover our advance. So some of these guys are tired, and I think they're able to recover pretty quickly. And we have all these units now, so I mean you can actually feel the game slowing down as we have more units to play around with. There's a lot of fighting in this area. Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to withstand it that long anymore. Yeah, we are shooting. Okay, so yeah, there was smoke. I thought that the German tanks were appearing out of nowhere. Yeah, finally we get to shoot at this guy. Some help. We're losing men as we speak. Yeah, the Germans are crossing the bridge. I don't know how many of them will be crossing it, but it's good for us because instead of them defending their positions, I'd rather have them rushing the bridge and then be exposed. And finally, some reprieve for this guy who lost a lot of troops already. The infantry really efficient. Yeah, it was a gun somewhere that is taking aim. I don't know exactly where. They're tired. Okay. Yeah, so we are taking cover. Not doing too well here, unfortunately. I think I advanced a bit too rashly there. Let's see, yeah, this guy is now being targeted somewhere. Right? Yeah, here. Okay. Alright, so where was that? I think it's across the bridge. It's hard to know, but they definitely show themselves. Maybe around here. Huh, that's weird. I cannot really place them. It's probably around here, ambushing us. So tanks better be careful. We didn't get damaged per se, but oh, okay, here it is. That's where they are. Oh, I see. Okay. It's German gun. Son of a gun. I wish I had a... I guess that's where the mortar comes in. Yeah. Definitely I need to get the mortars out around 400 meters, so it's definitely possible to target. I have these guys right here, so... might be able to set one up around here, if that is possible. Just need to check the line of sight. But if I can see, if they can see us from here, I can see them. That question. So that was turn 14, or was it turn 15? Oh, it was turn 13. Okay, so lucky 13, where we discovered there's a German gun firing at us, and I think all of these guys are fair game. Yeah, so this guy needs to move soon. Yeah, so the vineyard is... yeah, it's a killing field, alright. It's definitely a killing field, the vineyard, both for us and them. Okay, so turn 4. It's a bit complicated right now with the appearance of some more enemies, such as this gun and some German infantry crossing the bridge to supplement these Italians in the Foxholes, and of course these guys in the vineyard, and taking aim at all these yeah, taking aim at the Canadians, and also finally trying to manage the movement, general movement of these guys to fight off some of these guys in near vicinity, in preparation for the tanks to punch through to the farm and beyond. Yeah, this will be able to see us. I think we are protected here, but then as we cross around, I think around here, for example, I think the gun might be able to see us. Yeah, here, for example, I think it's a fair game. Anybody in this area. So I'm moving the mortars to see if I can take aim at the artillery gun, and using the tanks to move to contact to see if we can eliminate these guys using some higher firepower. Alright, so that's for now, and see the result of my handiwork. Yeah, this guy is going to run away as soon as possible. Somebody got hit, unfortunately, and I think it's this guy. The gun's not that accurate, thankfully enough. From 7 to nothing. Oh, that sucks. That sucks for them. Company HQ, wow. It's a really high ranking unit. So this is like the power of bonus 25%. Okay, so the tank is covering its approach. And some of our infantry. This German had a better idea and running away, and this guy is not firing at all.
Ceasefire! Ceasefire!
This guy has, yeah, is being shot at, I think. A pretty good area, pretty good view of the surroundings. And I hear our tank, not their tank. Okay, so it's good. At least it's our tank. And we eliminated this company headquarters guy. Okay, so the victory lies in balance right now. You know, that's fake news. Because obviously I have to take even more objectives to even make it even. Yeah, we have this for sure, but we at least need to take this one and this one in order to have a chance at winning percentage. Their ammo's already low. Okay, so that can't be too good. Yeah, and we have all these guys to take care of. I think we just cross the road and then see if we can move down. And this guy could take the Foxhole. And the mortar has made its way. Wonder if I can target this. Yeah, so the men are moving slowly but surely. They're all tiring, but yeah, I think we need to capture this as fast as possible. Yeah, that's pretty good defensive work. Alright, so what to do next? Another reinforcement. Oh my goodness, there's no end to these guys. My goodness. Right, okay, so let's take care of these guys too. Okay, more the merrier. Another reinforcement. I think this is going to be the last reinforcement. Yeah, I'm sure. And things getting a what do you call that? I'm sorry, choke point. Seems that there are a lot of soldiers congregated here in this area. Now need to kind of break out and see if we can take care of some other guys here that are making things rather difficult. So I'm moving the tanks. Forgot to move this guy to provide some kind of support if they can through the woods or through the trees. And the leader tank goes last, obviously. And yeah, I'm moving these guys. Also moving the mortar to be more better situated on the higher ground. So if they end up around here, for example, then they'll be able to see what is going on, especially the German guys on the bridge. Some of these guys are fanning out, so the soldiers behind them are able to file into this area along with the tanks. This guy's already waiting for us. We are occupying them a bit, so at least we'll be able to make them busy. Yeah. And this guy is now trying to advance toward into the line of sight of this guy, just to give this mortar some kind of a area fire target. Let me just try to give them right now. I think they have how many? 10? So it's not a lot. They can target this area. I don't know how large it is, but it's out of range, unfortunately. So it's 478. Yeah, so we need to move a bit closer. Maybe if they are around here in this area, they'll be able to use the side of this guy in order to fire some rounds. Let's try that. This guy is also a bit farther out. Yeah, so I'm bringing 2 mortar units just to prepare for, I don't know when it's going to happen, but if the men and tanks are supposed to move here in this area, then I think the mortar units, if they did not spend all their rounds, will be able to support them. So let's also move this guy here. Hopefully they'll be not checked, not noticed. Okay, so turn 15 out of 45, 1/3 of the battle. I wonder if Germans will be tempted to bring in artillery. Yeah, so we are shooting at them and they're shooting at us. It's a bit of a stalemate. Taking out a lot of weapons, men and weapons. And now able to fire at some of these guys, thankfully. Yeah, so the Germans are all situated here too. Okay, I bet they did high five or something as this guy was running just beside him. Italian and German alliance right here. And the German guns started opening up once again. Yeah.
Nachladen, schnell!
Schnell says. I got hit. No, not yet. Okay, so the mortar made it. And this guy also make it. We make it. And it's being aimed at by the infantry. Yeah, right now we are hiding in the foxhole, but another is gonna get targeted soon. And the Germans have arrived. It's being shot at pretty heavily by a multitude of Canadians. This guy is sitting pretty, but being targeted by the gun here, as you can see by the yellow line. This guy being shot at, but already shaken, but I don't think it's going to pose a serious problem. This guy already made it, which is good. This guy, yeah, even this guy was being targeted as they made their way across. And they're really quick, to their credit. Only 2-man team, so yeah, and they now being under the command of this HQ unit, which is pretty good news because I think definitely they'll be able to see it and target this. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 units. Maybe a lot more. And yeah, there's some movement here. I'll be able to help. And also this guy coming up is able to bring another gun to the fight. This guy is running, which is good. So, but he's going to supplement me by this guy. I think Germans are on the whole a bit hardier. I don't know whether they're veterans or not, but I don't think they're conscripts. Alright, so we have more work cut out for us. 1/3 of the battle, we took the vineyard, but I hope that I could have taken, or at least prepared a way to take over the bridge, but obviously that didn't happen thanks to the multiple staggered and very deep defensive line. Hopefully in the next few turns I'll be able to punch through and be able to use the tanks a bit more and cross this area. And then the fun starts, as if you're not able to take out these guys, then they'll probably have a pretty good view of this bridge, so they'll take pot shots definitely. Well, we probably need to use infantry first and then deal with the gun as best as possible using the mortar. And you have all these stragglers still able to fight. I mean, these guys ran, but let's see. Yeah, and some of the guys who already arrived, some of the guys who already fought from the first turn now running low on ammo. It's understandable, and again, but a lot of tiredness happening also. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Next 15 turns we probably decide whether I'll be able to capture the second bridge. Let's see how I do. Alright, so I see you next time. Thanks for watching, and please stay tuned. Okay, now what is going on? I was trying to just get out of this turn, and another reinforcement arrived. Oh my goodness, what is this, guys? Are you like observers or something? Wow, I think we can just do some kind of a like Bliss Creek Canyon style. Like avalanche, yeah. Avalanche war, how about that?